Good evening, class. Thank you once again for attending these lectures where we are discussing, where we are talking, where we are learning. We just scholars, we are learning about God and creation. Our topic today is about the causes of the First World War. We just want to pick 1, 2, or 3, or 5 causes of the First World War, and how that we just need to look at the cause of the First World War and how we can use or how we can apply that in our lives today. Does it apply? Because if you learn something and it doesn't apply to you, it doesn't make sense. But do we have lessons that we can learn from the First World War that will apply to our lives? When I mean to our lives, I mean to say, how does the First World War apply to myself and my body, my soul and my body, myself and my family, myself and my friend? So you know, from the Torah perspective, the idea of the Torah is not to heal the general, but the idea of the Torah is to repair the particular. The particular is me, not the next person. To heal the next person are just benefits maybe, but the idea is to correct me, to correct the particular before I correct the general. So our topic is on the cause of the First World War, and there we're going to discuss about the Sarajevo. Some call Sarajevo, but I like to say my teacher, my history teacher, was from Germany. She was called the Hendricks. She said the Sarajevo assassination. So, but some call the Sarajevo. It's semantics, but that's not the problem here. But before that, I just want to thank the Ebishter, who existed before the world was created. You see, who existed since creation, who is the one in this world and the one in the world to come. You know, in Hebrew, they call him Ribono Shel Olam, Master of the Universe. They call him Rishon and Acharon, first and last. Who is the same today? Who is the same before time? Who was the same during and after creation? And nothing about him has changed, nor will it. So that's it about the cause of the First World War. But before that, in these lectures, do you think we intend to convince or to influence people, to convert people? No. In this class, do you think this is a church? No, it's not. It's never going to be a church. This is a Bible class, kind of. It's a Torah class where we are learning from the Torah of truth, the blueprint of creation. So you need to be with us. So that is what we are learning. That's what we are doing. So, but we don't intend to influence the world. But the idea is to repair the particular, to repair myself. I cannot repair the general without having first repaired the particular. In this case, the particular is me. So, I can give you an analog because I'm a parabolist. I like parables very much. So one wise man and the rabbi came to Sodom. You know, in the Bible it's called Sodom. It's Sidon and Amorah. Sodoma and Gomorrah in the Bible, but Sidon and Amorah. He was very determined to save its inhabitants from sin and punishment. Night and day he walked the streets and markets, preaching against greedy, preaching against theft, preaching against falsehood, preaching against indifference. I know he was preaching, roaring with the ferocity of a lion, very convinced, very influential. In the beginning, people listened and smiled, and ironically, and seemed interested with some of his teachings in the beginning. Then they suddenly developed a disinterest and they stopped listening because he no longer amazed them. You see, so all of a sudden they stopped listening. Why, guys, you're not listening? So the killers went back to their killing. The adulterers went back to their ways of fornication. The wise kept silent. Thieves went back to stealing. So one day, a young boy was moved by the compassion of the wise man. But he said the wise man is very unfortunate. Unfortunate wise man, an unfortunate preacher. Why is that at first people will listen? People liked your teachings. So this young man approached the rabbi and said in a very kind words, you know, very kind, soft words. And he said, poor stranger and preacher, you rabbi, we are a poor stranger and preacher. And he said, yes. And he said, you expend your body, you expend all this time, and you're wasting your soul. Don't you see that? Don't you see that it is hopeless? People will never repent. People will never listen to you. Don't you see that? He said, then the rabbi said, I see, answered the rabbi. I see that. I see, yeah, I can say that. So then the young man said, then why do you go on talking this afar to deaf ears? Then the rabbi said to the young man, I'll tell you why. That's where I like. He said to the young man, I'll tell you this, I need you to understand, just listen. So the young man stood and listened. And the rabbi said, in the beginning, I thought I could change men to good deeds. In the beginning, I thought I was going to change the general to do good deeds. That's why I was, pushing, I was roaring with the ferocity of a lion. I was very convincing. So I thought I was going to change men to do good deeds. But today, I've learned one thing. I cannot do that. So if you see me shouting today, like you saw me doing, the young man, if you see me shouting today, it is now to prevent myself from ultimately being convinced by these people. So that's why I'm now preaching and preaching. I'm trying to defend myself so that these people don't no longer convince me. Because if I keep quiet, they'll convince me to their ways. So that's why I'm preaching. The same applies here. Like I've said clearly and audaciously, we don't intend to change anyone. No, we don't. But we are just trying to change the particular, not the general. So our topic is the Sarajevo assassination, the cause of the First World War. The first point was the Sarajevo assassination. That happened, I was not very good in Israel, but I like that topic very much as we relate it, with the Torah of truth. So the Sarajevo assassination was like the matchstick to the First World War. It happened 28 June 1914. What happened was that I started with the Sarajevo assassination, or the Sarajevo assassination. I need to call it Sarajevo assassination. It appeals to me. What happened was that Archduke Franz Ferdinand of Austria was a presumptive to the Austro-Hungarian throne. And his wife Sophie, Duchess of Hohenberg, were assassinated on 20 June 1914 by a Bosnian Serb student called Gavrilo Princip. So as they were being driven in a cart, Potiorek yelled at the driver that he had taken a wrong turn. The cart slowed to a stop right in front of Princip, who fired 2 shots into the car, hitting Francis Ferdinand and his wife at point-blank range. They were shot at close range while being driven through Sarajevo, the provincial city, capital of Bosnia and Herzegovina. You see, that's what happened, the Sarajevo assassination. I like that, but that was the matchstick to the First World War. So, but what were the causes of the First World War? Here, like we've said, we are talking about the body and the soul. These examples that we are, the Sarajevo assassin that we're picking and making them apply to our situation will help us to understand the relationship between the body and the idea is the relationship between the body and the soul. The body and the soul. So, so many people, including myself and my friends and a lot of people in this world, we call it the First World War. The First World War, World War I. That was caused by more than 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 causes. But as an individual or as a family, we have the same wars. That was a global World War I. But an individual can have a World War I of him or herself. When you're going through stressful situations, that's a World War, maybe World War 63. Someone is fighting with his wife. It could be World War 91. We have only 2 world wars, World War I and World War II. That's a global. Those are 2 global wars that happened ever in history. But an individual person now, some of us, they are already in World War 300. They fight with their parents, they fight with their sisters, they fight with their brothers, they fight with their managers, they fight with their friends. They are in a myriad of different world wars. Look at yourself. What is the war between your body and your soul? What's happening? Why are you not happy? King David said, my soul, why are you not happy, my soul? Why are you not happy, my soul? My soul, you were created in the image of God. My soul, God loves you. My soul, take care of this body, my soul. But there are wars between between Yetzirah, evil inclination, and Yetzirah, good inclination. There are wars. Before this World War I, we have wars within ourselves, within the body and the soul. Why are we fighting? Why are you fighting your wife? Why are you fighting your father? Why are you fighting your brother? Why are you fighting? Those are different wars. But what causes those wars? The war, the First World War that I'm talking about, was caused by I've chosen 5 causes of the First World War. The first one was militarism. When I'm talking about the First World War, that happened in 1914 to 1918, apply this into your life to say, is this not happening into your life? Militarism that was one cause of the First World War, outside the Sarajevo assassination. Militarism, where nations made military power a primary goal. It triggered the First World War, where nations made military power. You could be father at home. You militarize your children. You militarize your wife. You militarize your society. And that's militarism. That will create a world war with those people. Because you're militarizing. When you say to a child, go and fetch water for me because I'm your father, you are militarizing. Why can't you find an emotionally intelligent way to do that? You militarize. You cushion fear. Or you threaten people. That's militarization. That caused the First World War. Because not all people can be threatened. No, not all people can be threatened. So militarization, militarism caused the First World War. That's point number 1. Point number 2, alliances. So competing alliances bound European nations together. They were alliances like the Drekaizepen Treaty, the Triple Entente, the Triple Alliance. All those alliances caused the First World War. And in our lives, between us and our friends, what are the alliances you are in? Who is your friend? What alliances have you joined? Those alliances can cause the First World War, your world war. You're into this alliance and this alliance, all the wars. So the alliances, the Triple Entente, the Trekaizapen Treaty, the Triple Alliance, all those caused the First World War. So if you are applied to yourself, what alliances are you in? Those alliances are causing wars in your lives. You will be in alliance with a relationship which is forbidden. It can cause wars. You could be in this, some of the, I don't know, there are so many alliances in this world, but those alliances will cause, because you cannot be in alliance with beer. Some are in alliance with beer. I'm not in alliance with so illicit and indecorous behavior, and you expect happiness. People are not happy in this world. Some are in alliance with the social media. They form an alliance. They can't go to work. They're always on social media. So they've been alliance with the social media created. People are fighting on social media. See, alliances. Point number 2 is the cause of the First World War. Who are you in alliance with? If you're in alliance with the Satan, you are definitely going to suffer the rest of your life. But if you're in alliance with God, with Jesus, with Yeshua, Mashiach, you are done. Alliances, the cause of the First World War. You are at what World War? Some are World War 90, some World War 1 million. You are always fighting. Where are you going to attain peace? Another point, nationalism. Many Europeans embraced nationalism. Nationalism. Some call it patriotism, whatever. Strong feelings of pride, strong feelings of loyalty, and the protectiveness towards their own countries. Love of themselves. To nationalism, love of yourself. You love yourself so much that you affect the next person. Your pride, very prideful, that you affect the next person. You sacrifice people because you want to be elevated. Nationalism. People embracing nationalism. Strong feelings about themselves and prideful about themselves. They don't listen to anyone because they think they're at this regal position. It caused the First World War. Another point was imperialism. The policy of extending national boundaries or through territorial gain. Like the struggle, we call it the conflict that happened in Berlin. You see, where European countries were extending their territories into Africa by establishment of economic and political dominance over other nations. You see? That's imperialism. You want to dominate other nations. And those nations refused. Countries like Zimbabwe, they said we cannot, no. They fought back, which is not good. So what are the causes of your wars? Is it not imperialism? Where you want to extend your territorial boundary, you want to gain, other people territorially. You want to establish your economic freedom through other people. Is it not nationalism, where you are prideful about yourself and you affect the next person? Is it not the alliances? So look at it from this perspective. All this applies to your body and your soul. What caused these wars? Why are you always fighting? Your body is always fighting with your soul. Why always fighting with your family? It's about your body has entered into some alliances with other people who are anti-Christian, who are anti-religious. Is it because? I don't know. But these were the cause of the First World War. And the mixed was the Sarajevo assassination. So, what are we saying? Be very careful in this life. Don't militarize other people. Don't threaten other people. Don't cushion fear into other people. Don't militarize. Don't militarize. We're all created in the image of God, Kadosh Baruch Hu, the Ebishter. So don't militarize. Don't create alliances with people who affect your religiosity, who affect your faith, who affect your spirituality. Don't go into these alliances. You go into alliances with people who are very negative. People who are very negatively wired, and you are in alliance with that person, and you expect to be happy. There's nothing like that. There's nothing like that. So that was the lecture for today. Look at your alliances. Investigate what are the causes of your wars. You could be at World War 20, World War 90, World War, still fighting. What caused that? And there's no war without repercussions. Germany was made to pay a huge sum of money as a reparation. So we're not paying those. Some of these alliances, when you enter into them, you kill people. So thank you so much for coming to this lecture. Take into cognizance that whatever you do, you did for yourself. But be very careful with your alliances. What were the cause of the First World War? 5, militarism. Want to militarize everyone. Want to be bully to everyone. Alliances, wrong alliances. Nationalism, imperialism, Sarajevo assassination, all those. They are happening into your life, into my life today. What caused those wars? Why is there a war between your soul and your body? David said, my soul, why are you always despondent? Why are you always not happy, my soul? What wars are you fighting inside me? And those wars are very important. The next person is not a problem. When you don't like yourself, that's why Yeshua, Mashiach, Jesus said in the Torah, in the Bible, love thy neighbor as you love yourself. Meaning to say, if you don't have love for yourself, don't expect that to happen to another person. You just reflect who you are. Remember, you don't tell the world who you are. A reflection of you. Show the world who really you are. Thank you so much for attending class today. Until we meet next time. Amen, amen, and amen.